let's be honest. If you're a millennial, you've probably been asked, what's your Myers-Briggs, at least once? It's become a rite of passage, almost as common as sharing your favorite Netflix show or your go-to coffee order. Suddenly, it's not just small talk, it's a personality pop quiz. The question isn't just about breaking the ice, it's about revealing something deeper, something that feels essential. Are you an INTJ mastermind or an ENFP free spirit? Maybe you're the rare INFJ or the ever-practical ISTJ. Each type comes with its own set of memes, stereotypes, and inside jokes. Those 4 letters become your brand, your identity, your shortcut to being understood. They're like a badge you wear, signaling to the world how you think, feel, and connect. The MBTI is everywhere, on dating profiles, job applications, and in endless memes about why INFPs cry at Pixar movies or why ESTPs can't sit still. It's become a cultural shorthand for explaining ourselves. We've turned this test into our generation's astrology, a way to explain our quirks, justify our habits, and signal who we are to others. It's a language we all seem to speak. But how did a personality quiz become such a cultural phenomenon? Why do we trust it so much, and what draws us in? Its origins aren't what you'd expect. Not a high-tech lab, but a mother-daughter duo with a passion for understanding people. Their curiosity sparked a movement that would shape how millions see themselves. We took their creation and made it a language for our anxieties, friendships, and even relationships. It's become a tool for self-discovery and connection. Oh, that's just my J kicking in, we say, as if it explains everything. It's a ready-made excuse, a way to laugh off our quirks and bond with others. We're fluent in introvert versus extrovert, thinker versus feeler, and we crave the promise that these 4 letters will unlock who we really are. It's comforting to believe we can be summed up so neatly. For a generation raised online, where identity is curated and performed, that promise is irresistible. We want to be seen, understood, and categorized, even if just for a moment. But can the MBTI really deliver on that promise? Or is it just another filter we use to make sense of ourselves in a complicated world? Or is it just another label we wear? Let's find out together. The MBTI wasn't born in a university lab. It started at a kitchen table. Catherine Cook Briggs and her daughter Isabel Briggs Myers, neither psychologists, were fascinated by what made people tick. Inspired by Carl Jung's theories, they wanted to make personality science accessible to everyone. Isabel, especially during AA, saw the need for people to find jobs that fit their personalities. She created a questionnaire to sort people into types, refining it for decades. The MBTI's appeal? It's personal, not clinical. It was designed to help people find their place, not to judge or pathologize. The language is positive. You're not bad at details. You're a big-picture thinker. You're not overly emotional. You're a feeler guided by values. That's why it feels so good to take the test. It affirms you're not broken, just unique. The MBTI's optimistic, non-judgmental approach is its secret sauce. It's a tool for self-discovery, not a diagnosis, and that's why it caught on. For decades, the MBTI was a staple of the corporate world, HR's favorite tool for team building, leadership training, and even hiring decisions. It was something you encountered in a conference room surrounded by colleagues as part of a structured exercise meant to boost productivity and harmony. But then the internet happened, and everything changed almost overnight. Suddenly, free quizzes were everywhere, just a click away. Your 4-letter type became a badge of identity, proudly displayed on your social profiles for the world to see. Millennials, raised on self-curation and digital storytelling, embraced the MBTI as a fresh way to define themselves and connect with others online. I'm an INFP became shorthand for a whole personality: creative, sensitive, indie music lover, and maybe a bit of a dreamer too. Social media supercharged this trend. Tumblr, Reddit, TikTok, entire communities sprang up, each one orbiting around MBTI types and their quirks. Memes, mood boards, even fan fiction. MBTI became a fandom, a culture, a shared language that crossed borders and backgrounds. It wasn't just a test anymore. It was a way to belong, to find your people in a noisy digital world. The MBTI let us feel seen and understood, even when we were just another face in the online crowd. It gave us a tribe, a label, and a sense of connection that felt real, even through a screen. We took a workplace tool and transformed it into a pop culture phenomenon, reshaping it for our own stories. And we loved every minute of it, finding joy and belonging in those 4 little letters. But what happens when the label that once set you free starts to feel like a cage? That's where things get complicated. Let's talk about that next. Those 4 letters can feel like a revelation until they start to limit you. The danger? Labels can become self-fulfilling prophecies. If you believe you're an introvert, you might avoid social events. Not because you want to, but because you think you should. The MBTI box that once felt comforting can start to feel confining. It's easy to use your type as an excuse. Sorry, I'm blunt, I'm an ENTJ. But that's a cop-out. Growth happens when we push beyond our type, not when we hide behind it. Don't let 4 letters stop you from evolving. Your personality type isn't a get-out-of-growth-free card. Real self-awareness means challenging your habits, not justifying them. The most interesting people are the ones who break their own mold. Don't let your type become your cage. Time for a reality check. Most psychologists don't take the MBTI seriously. Despite its popularity in workplaces and on social media, it's rarely used in actual psychological research or clinical practice. Studies show up to half of people get a different result when they retake the test, sometimes just weeks apart. That's a big red flag for reliability. The MBTI forces you into binary categories, introvert or extrovert, thinker or feeler, when most traits actually exist on a spectrum. Real people are far more complex than a simple 4-letter code. Real personality science, like the Big Five model, measures traits on a continuum and predicts life outcomes far better. The Big Five is backed by decades of research and is used by scientists worldwide. But let's be honest, the Big Five isn't as catchy as saying, "I'm an ENTP." It doesn't come with a neat label or a sense of instant identity. The MBTI's descriptions are flattering, like horoscopes. Thanks to the Barnum effect, we see ourselves in them. They're designed to make almost anyone feel seen and special. So why do we love it? Because it makes us feel special and gives us a tribe. It's a way to connect, to find common ground, and to spark conversations. It's less a scientific tool and more a way to explore identity and community. It helps us reflect on who we are, even if the science is shaky. Used for self-reflection, it's harmless fun. It can even spark meaningful conversations about our strengths and quirks. But it's not a crystal ball. It can't predict your future, your relationships, or your career success. The MBTI is a story we tell ourselves, not a scientific fact. It's a narrative, not a diagnosis. And that's okay, as long as we remember it's just a story. A fun way to think about ourselves, not a rule book. The real danger is when we mistake it for truth. So, use it wisely, and don't let a 4-letter code define your whole identity. Back in the office, the MBTI is still big business. Companies spend millions on workshops and certifications. Used right, it can help teams appreciate different working styles. But problems start when it's used for hiring or promotions. Imagine missing out on a job because your type isn't leadership material. There's no evidence MBTI predicts job performance. Using it to filter candidates is like hiring based on zodiac signs. corporate astrology. These labels can flatten people into stereotypes and create toxic work environments. The MBTI should be a conversation starter, not a sorting hat. When it becomes a rigid system, it stifles diversity and limits potential. Your value at work is more than a four-letter code. The best teams are built on understanding, not on boxes. Use the MBTI to open minds, not close doors. People are always more than their type. So, is the MBTI harmless fun or a dangerous label? The truth is, it's both, and neither. It gives us language for our quirks and a sense of belonging. But it's just a starting point, not a rule book. Your type can spark self-reflection, but it's only one angle, one day, one version of you. You're not static, you're always growing, always changing. The contradictions are what make you interesting. True self-awareness comes from living, failing, loving, and learning, not from a quiz. Enjoy the memes, connect with your tribe, but don't let four letters define you. Your identity is a story you write every day. The best chapters are the ones where you surprise yourself. Your potential is limitless. Don't let a personality test tell you otherwise. Be more than your type. The world needs all of you, not just your four letters.